Welcome to Crosstown Cardboard episode 116, and we're calling this, you might have guessed, 2026 National Recap because that's all we're going to be doing on this show. It was an incredible show between myself, Carmine at Carmine's Cards, the sports broadcaster now here in Greenville, South Carolina, but originally from Ossining, New York in Westchester County, and Craig at New York City Sports Cards, the math teacher, soccer coach from on Long Island, but now in New York City. And I can still hopefully get that right out of respect to both of our home states because we've only recorded one other episode in 11 months, and that was the national preview. Now we got the national recap. And so we set out our expectations there, Craig, fully and publicly to our faithful audience. Actually, we had a lot of people come up and say, "Hey, man, so glad you started up the show again, and hope to hear you again on the recap." And so that was really cool, and it kind of feels like we're back to our old ways because we got back-to-back weeks with episodes when we went 2 years straight without missing a weekly episode, 100 straight or more during that time. So, Craig, let's get into it because I set up as a dealer for the first time at the National, my third National. You went back to the well again as a very higher end customer than I'm used to. You got some nice pickups. I was kind of surprised that the kind of stuff you were going for. But what are your takeaways from the National? We'll get into some of my finances as well, PC pickups for cards, tickets, and some great stories from the characters of the National, maybe including a first team all national. We're not sure yet because some people definitely stood out. But what were your takeaways from this year's National?
So I went to the National Friday, Saturday, and I went with one of my very good friends who, shout out to Mung, he'll be listening, maybe. He was an early listener of our show.
Yes, I
But
remember.
I said to him, like before, obviously we were talking a lot leading up to it. And the same thing kept coming to mind was that when you go to National, you know you're going to get new cards. You know you're going to have stories to tell. You know there's going to be some hilarious moments. You don't know what they're going to look like. You just know they're going to happen in some capacity. 48 hours go by, and that's exactly what happened. I got some
Hmm.
banger new cards. We had some unbelievable laughs and just like the most incredible run-ins that you couldn't make this up. And so, in that sense, the National completely lived up to its expectation. A different feel, just given the state of the hobby, given the expansion of the room.
Hmm.
But listen, if you love this hobby, which we obviously do, that's why we talk about it, that's why we collect, it's impossible to have a bad time. I'm gassed. Maybe just being a dad, my
Yeah.
card show endurance isn't quite the same. But 48 hours, I am absolutely exhausted. My neck hurts from just like looking down all
Hmm.
day. But ton of fun. Very happy about the card to add to my collection, and I executed my game plan to perfection. So, but
Ooh,
you put in
bars.
a whole cards. You put in a whole week's worth of work. So I want to hear what it was like setting up.
Yeah, thanks, bro. So we got some people who are featured in your pickups. Well, actually, you know what? Let me not give it away. Let me not give it away. I don't want to. I got to remember some podcasting skills here, even though we haven't been on for that long. Okay, so yes, I set up with both of our buddy Ken at Sports Card Lessons. He has a great podcast, and I was doing national recaps every day on his podcast. So that was kind of cool, like a whole day of cards, then a quick dinner, and then hop on the podcast with Ken to recap that day of both of us setting up as a dealer. So that was really cool. We were on the second floor, like 2 or 3 rows in on the second floor there. So we had a really good spot, I thought. And the upstairs was, not as busy as the downstairs, which was swarmed, but it was great that they expanded the upstairs to more rows and even had a stage up there for interviews.
It was still crowded though up there.
It was very crowded. Yeah.
At least walking around, like I would not have been able to. I know I like the idea of like maybe sitting with you guys behind for a little bit. That would not have worked.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
And it was crowded starting on Wednesday, the first day, when they started it and opened it in the afternoon. But let me start with a story
yeah, yeah.
of
Talk to me.
how the National started for me. So I'm setting up and I'm like, this is a new experience. My third time being there at the National. but which we've met up the other two times, which has been great. Spent time together and got cards. But first time setting up as a dealer, so I'm like, it's a big moment. I'm, a hobby moment to set up at the National, and I'm trying to get my bearings, set my cards up in the showcase next to Ken. And I look over, and PSA has a film crew next to this massive safe on the table right next to me, and they're speaking to the guys there. They got like five people there from PSA, and I'm like, this must be a big deal to start the show before it actually starts, meeting up with guys. And so I say, okay, so what's going on here? So I'm kind of like eavesdropping, and come to find out, it's one of the most well-known people in the hobby. His name's Grant Waldorf Stories.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
He had the huge safe. The money counter was going off. I was like, supporting them. I was like, man, that's impressive. Good for them. And so out of the safe on this Wednesday with PSA, they're filming, doing an interview, which they've posted if you want to check it out. He pulls out two Michael Jordan logo men. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I told you about it. We're like, those are two of the most valuable cards in the entire hobby. And they're right there. I mean, definitely in the millions of what those are worth each. So he's showing them to the camera and walked them to PSA, ended up getting them encapsulated and graded right there, which is, of course, a great look for PSA to grade cards of that magnitude, too. That's why they want to put it out there and share the story. And I was like, wow, what a start to my first national setting up. And I witnessed these $2 million and more Michael Jordan logo men right off the bat. So I was like, wow, that's incredible. So best day of sales was Friday, 8,650 of sales that day. Second best day was actually Wednesday, 7,200 in sales that day. Slowest day was Sunday that we talked
To be
about.
expected. To be expected.
Yeah, that was around 2,500 in sales and 2 hours shorter of a show. So Wednesday was a shorter show too. That was only 6 hours from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. So total sales, this is counting trades. Do you
Total counting
to,
trades. What do you mean by
total?
that?
So like if I accepted cash in a trade,
Hmm.
which for my Denzel Washington, remember the Titans, Coach Herman Boone letter autograph? I accepted 1,300 cash in a deal like that, along with a Christian McCaffrey flawless RPA. That was like 700 in
Yeah,
trade.
yeah, yeah, okay.
So for
So
example,
how much cash you brought in total for the show? 25,000.
really good guess, bro. It was 26,880.
Nice. And knowing you, 21% profit there.
I was actually very happy with this. So my profit was about 7,658.
Okay.
So it was 28.5% profit
Wow.
percentage.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you did a good amount of buying as well. I'm gonna guess
Yes.
buying you spent 12,000.
Wow. I can't believe you're guessing this so close. Um, okay, I spent around 14,450.
Okay. Good for you.
And so then I sold like 3,700 though of that 14,450 that I spent. So I spent around 11,000 on cards that I didn't sell that I brought back that I still have with me for either PC or inventory.
Okay. And you're gonna, I assume, take some of that cash. We talked about it. It doesn't all get reinvested into the hobby. Like you're gonna use some for personal use.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Smart man.
Yeah,
Smart man.
yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
that kind of took some money out of that. And so the cost of the trip, so if we can really break it down to, and it was funny, I felt like I was back on the weekly podcast grind, which is not that much of a grind, but editing the
Sure,
episode,
sure, sure.
getting it out, making a little Instagram teaser, podcast, YouTube. Because last night I was up until 4 a.m. like crunching these numbers,
Wow.
which I'm not an expert Excel user. I'm sure there's like formulas you can put in that would have made it faster. But so 114 cards sold that were
Okay.
like, that were like $50 and up or so, like in a two-row box or from the showcase. a few others that were like, 10 and 5, but I didn't really count those. So 114 cards sold. 23 of those were resales that I bought at the show there and sold. So
Quick flips. Quick
yeah,
flips.
no, it worked
Awesome.
out really well. Um, so I also got 7 tickets and I bought 56 total cards there at the show. Five of those being
Okay.
PC. Actually, no, that's not. There's more than that are PC. I got about one, two, three. I got about a little over 10 cards here that are PC. So 56 cards bought. Uh, Let me see. So yeah, so money I took back was around 16,000 after the sales and the purchases that I didn't sell again at the show, whether that's PC or just cards that haven't sold yet that I bought. But I was very happy with 7,658 in profit, 28.5% profit margin. Cause like we always talk about, I'm trying to hit between 20 and 30%, which I think is a good goal. And then selling
For
that
sure.
many cards, selling more than 100 cards, was good. So expenses were around between the hotel, which Ken actually set me up perfectly because he did all the reservations and was talking to the National, which was great on both of our behalf for me to set up there. And he booked the hotel. But one of the things with the hotel is because he didn't know if he was going to get a table until like November, December, or later than that. Because as a first time national dealer on his own, he had to book the hotel late, so it was more expensive than if you book it now, which we're, trying to
I
do.
mean, in hindsight, why not just book it early? You could always cancel.
Yeah, good point.
You know?
Exactly. And so with this being the first year, it was a unique situation to book it late. So I think we were paying around 500 a night total between the two of us. So that was about like 250 a night. And it's funny because I booked for another night. I messed up the scheduling of my flight. So it was Monday morning that I went out. So I had to book another night at the hotel on my own. And that night, uh, Sunday night, and checking out Monday morning was 250. Whereas all the other days of the actual national, that was my half of the hotel.
Yeah. I mean, that makes perfect sense though.
Makes perfect sense because it was 500 a night for during the national. So anyway, long story short, my total cost was around 3,300 between setting up as a dealer, paying the dealer fees, the hotel, the additional night of the hotel, the two checked bags each way, $175 Gibson meal one night, and the rest of the food that was much more modest.
Got to do the Gibsons though. You have to.
Yeah, yeah, you got to have that one of
Steak,
those steaks.
sides, glass of
Yeah,
wine.
no wine actually. I because I
Okay.
wanted to keep the body cleansed
Mm,
to last for all those 5 days
yep.
of the show and like, avoid trying to get sick, which you can probably hear my voice is not 100% because of talking to so many people. But yeah, so business wise, I felt really good and the cards that outperformed what I thought, Craig, were the cool cards within the 50 to $200 range in mostly in the 2 row boxes that we brought, but like really good, cool
Good stuff.
one touch cards or slabs um, that did well.
Do you think, from what you sensed, those are obviously not cards going to repackers? Repackers all the ultra modern stuff.
Well,
People are
some of
trying to
them, some of them I heard people are doing like cooler lower end cards on Whatnot, and they're doing like a 10-second uh
on
sudden
whatnot.
death.
So what I was going to
Yeah,
say was, I'm assuming people buying those cards from you are either for their collection, maybe they think they could flip it on eBay, or to your point, whatnot. I'm
yeah.
talking about, like, all these like 17, 18, 19-year-olds with the broccoli haircut who are going around the shows like buying. You understand what they're doing, right? They're trying to buy a
Yeah.
card for 85% and resell it for 90% and just take those really thin margins, but in large
Hmm.
volume.
Yeah.
That's not that's not who your audience was.
I don't think so.
Probably not. Okay.
Based on who was getting the cards
Yeah.
and the type of cards they were. But like, pre-Panini autographs were doing really well in that 50 to $200 range. Like I'll show you an example of a card that did well. Like for example, this. which I still have, so maybe it didn't do that well,
I
but
was gonna say, you still have it.
it's in the realm of what was selling well.
I got you.
This is a 1998 Joe Montana. I also didn't really have this out because I didn't want to really sell it that badly. But it's a 1998 Joe Montana on-card auto upper deck UD Authentics. So like these 20-year-old cards that were between 50 and $200 really did well. Um, I sold my Bird and Magic dual auto. That was a BGS
Right. I was
95.
there for that.
Yeah, and then you were like, I'll come back. The guy was counting off all his money. And here it is if you're watching on YouTube. It
You have
is
another one though. You have two of them.
yes, it's the 0506 Ultimate Collection Bird and Magic, numbered out of 25 dual auto, and it's in a BGS 95 with a 10 auto. But yeah, I have the PSA 9 with the 10 auto, which actually looks better. And the guy brought that up when he was up there. He's like, "Oh yeah, you have the other one, right?" And yeah, here's the other one on my Instagram.
Nice.
So those
You
autos
don't
were,
miss it. You don't miss it. You're glad you sold it.
yeah, I was into it for 3,000. You were there when we bought it
Hmm.
and sold it at the same time. You were there for both.
Wow. How about that?
Yeah. So got it from Prism God at the National in Cleveland 2024 and did some cash and trade there. I was into it for 3,000, sold it for 3,300, but to get
Keep it
that, I
moving.
mean, it's only a 10% profit, but it's a lot of money to get back that I can use for other things in
It's
the
nice to free
hobby.
up some cash for sure.
Yeah, and I have that duplicate that I actually like more in my PC. So that was the biggest single sale, not the biggest profit, but yeah. So let's get into your stuff, bro. What did you?
What do you want to get into?
Well, let's get into your PC pickups because you
Okay.
surprised me.
What
You
can I say?
surprised.
What can I say? I want to shout out, Koopy cards, by the way.
Yeah.
Um, he would be a first team all national candidate for me, just
Oh.
because one, he's actually starting his new teaching job in the fall, and I've been consulting him a little bit, so I'd love to hear that. But he had a hilarious comment on Instagram that I just needed to shout out. I saw this video of these five bros from Minnesota, of all places,
hmm
who were filming content of themselves, crying and complaining about overpriced dealers. And you would think these guys in their head thought they were like the gospel with their word.
Oh, the good
Complaining
the
about
the good
complaining about how
word.
hard it was to buy, like, all dealers
hmm
are overpriced. It's been so hard to buy at National. And Jeremy Cooper's Koopy cards, just comments on them on the video, skill issue. And that's what it is. Like, if you're complaining about buying at a show where maybe, yeah, some cards are overpriced, like, that's not a hobby issue. That's not a dealer issue. That's a you issue. That's a skill issue. You just don't know how to buy, or you're buying the wrong things. So I
Wow.
thought that was
I haven't heard that skill issue.
skill issue. So funny. Yeah. So
That's
if you
great.
struggled buying at the national, you just have a skill issue. Anyway,
But did you think I heard that from other people? How did you think the prices were in general? I mean, you have to find the stuff that's. I
yeah.
mean that's what I hear Koopy Cards Jeremy there, and we have similar taste, which is all three of us actually. But yeah, I mean, you have to find the deals or find the stuff that you like, or that's part of the fun of the whole thing. I mean, it is a little frustrating, but you know,
Listen, how many people out there do you think were trying to find a 2025 Prism FIFA Johnny Cardozo True Black one of one? Probably not, right? But I found
probably
this right in front of someone's showcase for 250. I got it for 220 and I sold it on eBay for 340. So, like, you
nice.
just need to know the game. You need to know the game. You can't be a
Right.
basic NPC trying to buy the same shit as everyone else.
Right. And it was crazy. So many people were selling, like coming up to me and Ken at our table setup. And I was thinking about the data on this because I was crunching all these, numbers financially. I was like, we probably only looked at like one out of every 10 people who came up and showed us their stuff. And, 90% of the time we were saying, thanks, bro. I'm good on this, but I
Yeah,
appreciate the time. One out of every 10, we would find something that we liked. Then probably one out of every 20, we would buy something from that person. So only 5% of the time. But if you don't look every time, you
gotta
can't
look every time.
possibly find that 5% of the time.
Gotta look every time. Gotta look every
Yeah,
time.
so like I bought a four-card Caleb Williams autograph lot from like a 12-year-old kid, and we talked out the numbers, and I was trying to be at like, right around 80%. We probably we're between, 80 and 85% on everything. But I mean, it's the number one quarterback of the team of the area, obviously in the Chicago
Yeah.
area, on the upswing, excitable. Football season's coming up. They finished great last year. And so I sold three out of the four of those cards and I made like 400 to 500. It was like a 1,500 card lot. So people were paying strong. I priced them pretty strong for the area and the guy who he was and the card that it was. But like if you don't look every time and say no to 19 of the people and then find one person. So, and it's a skill and an effort, I would say I would add on to that. Not issue. I mean, but yeah, kind of, I mean, that's your own problem.
Yeah.
If you can't have the endurance to weed things out or find them and obviously you found a little
Yeah, I'm
you,
quite happy.
you
Quite,
showed
quite,
your
quite happy.
you showed your skill with
Yes.
some of these pickups here.
Yes. So I spent a lot of time over the last few months going through my collection, figuring out what I want to bring, what is no longer part of the long-term personal collection. Take that, like I said, that Bill Russell next to you, for example. I
Hmm.
had that in an orange and a PSA 9. And for many years I had that card because I'm like, I feel like my collection needs a Bill Russell autograph. He's a legend. Now, as I'm getting prepared for the national, I'm like, do I really need that? I'll survive without it. So my goal, as I said, is to try to pick up a couple cards that I want to hold onto. Something that hasn't comped in a while, won't comp in a while, and I really truly believe in the long-term value of.
Hmm.
So I took the amount of cash that I was bringing and the cards that I was bringing, and I kind of had a range of cards that price wise that I knew that I could acquire. So like I was looking at Instagram stories and I saw like Millie Pops posted their preview,
Hmm.
their showcase, and they had like a Jackie Robinson autograph for 10,000. So I saw that I'm like, that's really cool. Like 10,000, it would be a stretch, but I could make that work. And then I
Hmm.
saw someone else post a cool card for like 5,000. I'm like, no problem. So I'm trying to pick up
Okay.
a banger in that like $5,000 to $10,000 range.
Ooh, what made you want to go for that range?
Just I think as time goes on and you start to narrow down your focus, you get maybe a little bit more and more expensive tastes. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I'm sorry, this is what it is. Like I love Jalen Brunson. I collect Jalen Brunson cards, but at this point, 99.9% of the stuff I see of his, I'm not interested in because you like that niche stuff.
Yep. And you have
And
cool
listen,
stuff of his already.
yeah, and listen, everyone, you see everyone posting about National. It's all about the people. The cards are cool, but it's all about the people. True. I loved seeing people, but I am not traveling all the way to Chicago just to speak to people.
Of course
I'm
not.
I'm trying to pick up a banger for my collection.
Of course.
That's the truth of it. And I was in a good position of leverage here because you talked about the expenses of your trip. I had a $250 round trip flight. I
Nice.
paid for zero hotels because I spent the night with my friend who lives in the suburbs. And total between Ubers and meals, I spent about another 250. So
Wow.
my entire trip was $500.
That's awesome.
So I am looking. I don't know exactly what I'm looking for, but at the show, but like I always say every year when I see it, I'll just know. So I actually, MC Sports Cards, huge consignee.
Yeah, yeah.
They posted their showcase on Instagram, like a little preview, which
Mhm.
if you most people aren't doing that, but clearly that's the way to go because they posted something that I really liked a lot, and there was no price on it. So I'm like, okay, you know what? At some point, I'm gonna go over to MC Sports Cards table, see if they
Mhm.
still have it, and they did. I'm staring at it right now, and the price tag on it was $7,000. Like, okay, 7,000, I can make that work. Let me see what I could do.
Mhm.
So this is where there is nothing like the National. There's no place else like it where you could spot a card like that. And I did not have the cash for it, but I had the cash and the cards for it. So I
Mhm.
spent the next few hours liquidating my stuff.
Yeah.
And if I had like a stack of cards, I don't think I sold more than two cards to one particular table. Two cards here, one card there, two cards here, two cards here, one card there. And
Wow.
I probably went to like maybe eight different tables to sell my stuff.
Yeah.
So it was like a hustle. Like the ability to liquidate in that room
Yeah.
to build up the funds to then pay for the card. There is nowhere else you could do that. You're not doing
No.
it at your local show. You're not
No.
doing that on eBay. That would take a pretty long time, I would say.
Yeah. Well, everybody in there, especially dealers, has money for the right deal.
Right. And I came correct. I priced everything accordingly. So it was I had no issues negotiating, like at all.
No, I'm sure you didn't because your deals are very, when you want to get rid of something to, get something else and you know the speed of it, you have to be at
Boom.
a
Right.
good deal to get it done for somebody to spend what you
I
want
sold
quickly.
so like Ken, I had those two Trinity Rodman cards. I'm like, here, Ken, comp that 410, I'll take 300. I'll
Yeah.
gladly sell to him for 75% comps, and I'm still up on those cards.
Right.
Another example, I had like a Stephen Curry studio rookie game used jersey, and then the Michael Jordan upper deck jersey that you traded me at Culture Collision a couple days ago. I'm into those cards for 800. They comp at 1400, maybe 13, 1400, and I sold them
Mhm.
for like 1150.
Yeah. So you're still
You
in the
know,
positive.
so I'm still in the positive. I'm able to do a lot of deals selling at 80, 85% comp, and I'm good. So um, I go back to MC Sports Cards. I had enough cash at that point.
Hmm.
There was one more card I had. It was a Michael Jordan, LeBron James sweet spot dual jersey that comped
Yeah.
around 1250.
Wow. I cannot believe those are doing that much.
Right? You're saying more than you would expect.
Yeah. They've doubled or something around there, no?
Around there. But
Whew.
I listen, the card I bought for 7,000, did I pay strong? Absolutely. And I'll give you my thesis as to why I think this was a good buy. But they had the sticker at 7,000. I didn't even argue the sticker price. I'm like, listen, I got this Jordan LeBron dual jersey that comped for 1250.
Yeah.
Can you knock off $1,200 trade and I'll give you 5,800 cash? And
Wow.
there was no back and forth. He's like, yep, works for me. And he was at MC Sports Cards table, but the Instagram account, you probably follow him, Matt Z Sports Cards.
Okay.
So it's like Matt Sports Cards, but Matt Z. And he's like, listen, that's fair. Shook my hand, deal done. For the 2006 Upper Deck Exquisite Kobe Bryant dual game use patch numbered out of 10.
Wow.
And I'll tell you why this card is especially cool from my collection. If you remember, I have both the Jordan and LeBron exquisite
Mm.
jerseys numbered out of 4.
Yeah.
So now I have from 2006 exquisite. They're all from 2006 exquisite. I got an MJ, I got a LeBron, and I got a Kobe.
Wow.
So yeah, pretty stoked about this Kobe.
That totally changes the game too, that they're all from the same year exquisite. Good for you, bro.
Probably the most cash I've ever laid out with for a card.
Hmm.
But I was thinking about this. If you could describe a card in 3 words and it makes a statement, you know you got something special. Kobe exquisite patch. So this comped back in October for half of what I paid,
Wow.
3,500. However, the Michael Jordan of this card
Hmm.
sold in December in a PSA authentic for 12.5 thousand.
Wow.
Card Ladder has it valued at 21,000. I think you could safely say, given the market conditions, the Michael Jordan is probably now worth around 15,000. So I feel very strongly paying less than half for the Kobe
Yeah.
versus the MJ.
Yeah. That makes
Look,
sense.
yeah, I could have gotten a Kobe Bryant autograph for this price, maybe even a couple, but there's a lot of Kobe autographs out there, and I would have had a middle of the road Kobe.
Hmm.
Instead, premium brands, really nice patch, numbered out of 10. And I'm not concerned about the value of this because you're not going to see this for auction anytime soon. It's staying with me
Hmm.
unless one of the other 9 happens to surface. So I'm going to keep this with me. I'm going to let time do its thing and I'm going to let this just marinate in my collection for the time being.
That's great. And I was talking to my girlfriend about this. Tickets, well, for me, tickets, but cards that are you look at, you have in your collection, like, yeah, this is a national card. This is a
Yep.
card that I had to go to the national to put myself in position to come home with because of the rarity, the price, just the sheer number of showcases and number of interactions you can have, and cards that you can go straight to the booth or know what you're interested in, yes and no, on hundreds of cards back to back, and everybody brings out their best stuff, especially if they're a dealer at the National, like that Kobe. Nobody holds back for the National. And
Yeah.
then you can liquidate, you can do a fluff and stuff, and get a card that's like you look at, okay, this was a national card because of all those factors I just
Yeah.
talked about. So, and
Yeah.
that's one. So
Yeah.
I'm
And
happy
you,
you were
and
able to get
listen,
that.
you, in addition to a few other of my friends, definitely questioned the purchase.
I
But
did because I'm looking out
listen,
for you.
I have conviction. When I have conviction about something, you
Yeah.
just got to go for it in cards, in anything in life.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you're the one living with the decision of
Yeah.
having that in your collection and spending what you had to spend for it. So, but I don't think it would be good friends if people didn't say, "Are you sure you want to do that? It's a big card. Is that the type, and brand and person of card that you want to have?" And I couldn't believe it was that much, but
Yeah.
the exquisite market is crazy right now.
It
So,
is. I got this MJ Exquisite from 0607 from the 2022 National for 1400, and it just recently comped for 5500. I got this LeBron MJ Exquisite from Fanatics Fest last year for 3300, and it recently comped at 6000.
wow,
So it's just kind of hard to deny the long-term sustainability of exquisite basketball from the GOATs.
good for you,
That,
bro.
yeah.
That speaks
So
to the
really
conviction you
happy.
had. I mean, you
Yeah.
never know, like all the new people coming into the hobby with the popularity from Fanatics Fest, Tom Brady having all the card vault stores, all the content out there, and the influencers and the national coming up, second year of Fanatics Fest. And from the conversations I had, because that was my biggest question that I was trying to get answered coming in was why is the GOAT market? These cards have doubled on the higher end in just the past few months, 3 months, 2 months.
Yeah.
Like your Jordan PSA 8, or is it a BGS 8?
PSA
PSA 8.
BGS.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Don't
Uh,
insult me like that.
but you talk about your conviction, you're still holding that, and that card has doubled in the past few months. Just like
Yeah.
the exquisite market of goats or Tom Brady's Bowman rookie. One of the guys we were hanging out with said he bought one grade of Tom Brady's Bowman rookie or Bowman Chrome rookie for 2,500 at a show in Connecticut 2 months ago, sold it for 4,500 at the National. $2,000 profit and almost doubling of the card because he didn't take 100%. He took like 90% because he had a huge profit in it.
Yeah.
But a $2,000 profit on it. And these cards have, steadily increased over the past few years, but in the last 3 months. And so people were saying, which makes sense, that so many new people are coming into the hobby, sports fans with money who are getting interested, whatever lane they're gravitating toward, is mostly pointing toward the GOATs.
Yeah.
Because when they're coming in new, who do you want to collect? The greatest of all time? What are their best cards? Let me put my money in that.
Well, it's a simple concept. We're all fans of teams, but who are the athletes that are universally loved?
Hmm.
So that's my thought process. Yeah,
The
yeah.
GOATs are still
I
king. The GOATs
Goats
are
are still
still
king.
king.
There always will be.
Yep. Definitely over, the sustainable long period of time. That's great. Great to see that conviction pay off.
So where do you want to go with this? Because I got some stories. You probably have some stories. I got one more PC pickup. You're the captain of this ship.
Well, thanks, bro. I go through a few of my PC pickups real quick, and then we can bounce back to your stuff if you
Okay,
want. So I
talk to
got
me.
this. So okay, I'll tell you one story. So, like I said, looking at everything, right? So if I had never looked at this, so random that this was in this guy's modern football lot, and then he just had this one Larry Bird 1981 tops. So first solo card, because of course they had the 1980 tops with Bird, Magic, Dr. J. That was the Bird and Magic rookie, which I got from the National 3 years ago, all signed. PSA 5 with a 10 auto. That one's gone up a good amount too because of the cost of these guys autographing the rookie card in person. It's like 5 times more than their regular autograph cost
Hmm.
because they've blown it up. You'll see like, okay, it's $150 for a card, but it's $600 or $800 for a rookie card.
The cost to get it signed. Yeah, I know what you
Right.
mean.
So to me, it's just kind of a no-brainer that if the cost doesn't match up to, the card versus what it costs to get that thing autographed. Over time, the supply is going to be slowing down because it's so expensive to get these autographed, or the card price is going to go up because of the cost to get it autographed. So I think it's a win-win on that. And plus, it was Bird. So it was a BGS authentic with a 10 auto on the 1981 Bird rookie blue autograph.
Love it.
So then I was like, well, that's a great PC pickup because I don't have that in my collection, his rookie autograph. I have the triple, but not the 81 solo tops autograph. So then the next day I go down and it was slower on Sunday, like we talked about. And I saw a bunch of them in this guy's showcase. He was like on the left side, one of those
Oh,
big.
dude, no, I didn't know direction. I could not figure out the layout at all. No, no. I never figured it out.
He was one of the older dealers that had like a lot of memorabilia, tickets,
Okay. The
and things
section
like
where you
that.
first walk into the National.
Yeah, yeah. He was
Okay,
to the
okay,
left of the huge whatnot area.
okay.
And so I noticed all the rookie autos of Bird and Magic from 81, their solo cards. And I ended up getting two more of the Bird rookie autos. And to me, it's so key that it says the year of the card. Like in
Instead of
per
trading card.
yes, I can't have trading, especially on an older card. If it's like, a Prism rookie of LaMelo Ball signed in person, I'm okay if it says trading card. But if it's a vintage or older type of card where the year is significant, I mean, I would always prefer it to say the card name, but some it impacts much more than others. To me, it could be a reprint. Also, if it says trading card, you don't really know. I mean, I'm sure there's indicators, but it makes it, authentic, like, okay, and it's from, 81. So that was key and you could see it in the value too. If you look on comps, the ones with the year on there are much more valuable. So anyway, the reason I was looking at those was because I saw a ticket that I wanted to work out a deal on. And I was trying to package these together. So the guy had these three 1981 tops Magic rookie autos, PSA authentic with a 10 auto grade, which was also nice to have that auto grade. And then he had three of the Magics, two of the Birds on card rookie autos from the 81 tops. And I was like, okay, that's something I'd be interested in. The prices were very fair. So they were stickered at 575 on the Bird rookie autos, only 250 on the Magic rookie autos, which I was like, compared to what you can get in a modern card for a
It
Magic,
doesn't make sense. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, come on, bro. The rookie year in-person auto, and he probably charges 500 per rookie autograph or more. So I said, okay, those are great, which is double the card price that they were asking of what he
Mhm.
charges now to sign that card. So it's crazy. It's gotta keep going up in my mind. But Craig, I saw this ticket and I wanted to work out a deal on it. It is the ticket to the game in which Barry Bonds broke Hank Aaron's career home run record in baseball history. Hit his 756th home run, and it's in a PSA 8. It's a pop four, only four graded higher. So I saw this ticket and I was like, that's a national ticket for me because it's one of the best records in all of sports, the career home run record. And to me,
Agreed.
the value was just made sense. I mean, it's hard to look up comps on. I'm trying on like
What'd you
therapy.
pay?
I paid 650.
Blown opportunity, by the way, given the sticker price, to not just sticker it at 756,
Yeah,
right? Like they
that would
should
be
have done
that would
that. Would have
be
been way
that would
cooler.
be cute. Yeah, that would be cute. But so I wanted this, and me and the guy were talking about the value, and it's almost impossible to try and value something like that. I mean, there are some sales, but also if you want it, doesn't come up that much. And
Mhm.
so originally I offered him 500 because I'm telling him like with the recent sales where it's stickered at 795, but it's not like a comp, offering somebody on a comp. There's really not very many comps. So we worked out something where I got this for 650, and then I packaged the birds that were stickered at 575 for 500 each. And then I got the magics that were stickered at 750, or I'm sorry, at 250. I got those for 225. I offered 200 and met in the middle at 225. So
Classic meeting in the middle.
yeah. So I got these five Bird and Magic rookie autos, three Magic, two Bird, and the ticket to one of the most significant records in all of sports for like 2400. I was happy
Oh
about it.
yeah, good for you.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
I got a few quick hitters for you.
Go ahead.
Josh, who is JL Mesh and Maple on Instagram, who I've spoken to many a times. We got to meet up in person. He gave me a nice gift, a Stephon Marbury three-color patch.
Hmm.
I'm as you know,
Yeah.
a patch collector, and I didn't have a Marbury patch, so I wasn't
Ah,
really on the hunt for Knicks stuff really in the during this national. I just kind of feel like my Knicks collection is good where it is.
yeah.
So to actually get a card as a gift, something that I actually need and want, very happy about that.
That's great.
I need to call out, shout out on Instagram,
Hmm.
LJ biggest fan too. LJ is in Larry Johnson.
Right.
Seen his account before. I follow him. He follows me. I'm with my two buddies. You know, we're all diehard Knicks fans. We're all wearing Knicks gear, and we were at a table at some point, and we see a guy in a backpack wearing a number two jersey, and we're both looking at each other. We're like, "This is a grown man. Like, there's no way he's wearing a Deuce McBride jersey." So, so my friend just stands right next to him, and he's like, the LJ,
Yeah.
assuming it was Larry Johnson, and of course it was. And we just got to talking. We had never met this guy before, and it happened to be LJ, biggest fan too, on Instagram.
Hmm.
So we're talking to this guy for like 30 minutes, but midway through the conversations, my buddy that I was with pulls up his pant leg. He's wearing Larry Johnson socks.
Wow.
Like my buddy was wearing the Larry Johnson socks, and we're talking to the biggest Larry Johnson collector on Instagram.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah, those moments you can't make up. I didn't see Mike Piazza this national, but do you know Curtis Granderson?
I did. Noteworthy. I didn't see Mike Piazza. We were
But do you
texting. We were trying to meet up,
yeah,
but it
we
just didn't
couldn't
work.
get it to work. But do you know
Bro,
Curtis Granderson?
that was so funny. I told Ken that
Amazing.
story from the National 2 years ago when you just cut the whole line
Whole
unknowingly
line.
to meet Mike
Yeah,
Piazza. He was very nice. He was
he was
also
very
very
nice.
nice. Sorry. Yes,
But
I did see. I saw the video of Curtis Granderson looking for his own cards.
oh, okay. So I'm walking down the stairs, which, by the way, hilarious. How many people at the National choose escalator over stairs? Like, we got to get this hobby a little more fit, you know.
We got to be a fit advocate in the hobby.
So me being an athlete and Curtis Granderson also being an athlete, we happen to be walking down the stairs at the exact same time, and I'm not like, let me get a picture or an autograph. So I'm just like, hey, Curtis, how'd you like living in New York? And it turns out,
Wow.
yeah, we had a really, really nice 30-second conversation because it turns out he lived on 72nd in York and I used to live on 73rd and First. So we were a block apart from each other. Not at the same time, but like
Yeah.
he lived a block from where I lived. So we
Huh.
just started like name dropping Italian restaurants and it was a great, great interaction. Because we were
Wow.
just
That's
going like
that's
back
awesome.
and forth about Italian restaurants in the neighborhood. So that was a lot of fun. Um,
That's really cool.
oh, I just had another one that I forgot to bring up. A story that is. Well, I'll tell you, here was the highlight of my national. I'm
Okay.
bouncing all over the place here.
No,
In,
please.
instead of going to trade night, I went back to my buddy's place in the suburbs and we rewatched game 4 of the finals, the OG tip game. And I
Right.
really wanted some old wax to rip. So we bought a box of 2014-15
Hmm.
Don Russ basketball.
Okay.
And okay, here's a good story. Got it. Sorry, my mouth's bouncing all over the place now. I
You know
didn't
what?
prepare for
The Knicks in five and the game four reinvigorated your mind.
this. But we're like basketball junkies, right? So I didn't want to like rip an ultra modern. I wanted something from like 14, 15, a
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
throwback,
Right. Right.
so some nostalgia.
Yeah.
But my buddy was looking for cards from his friends for the show, and just like basic like dollar cards, and he
Hmm.
could not find a Nikola Petrovic Minnesota Timberwolves card, which he was really trying to find for a friend. And of
Okay.
course, we open up one single hobby box of 2014-15 Donruss, just with no intention in mind, just having some fun. And he pulls his Nikola Petrovic base card. Never been more excited about a base card in our life.
You guys like acting like you had like a huge hit. Like,
Basically,
oh, we got it.
essentially, yeah.
That's awesome.
It was the rest of the box was so hilariously bad that we had to laugh about it, but like we had fun. and
Who
it cost
who
us
are you getting like? Who
150
are you getting
each.
like DJ Augustine or like
Well,
guys like that?
you could pull Kobe, Curry, Durant autograph patches from that box. So like the
Wow.
box was 450. We split it three ways. So like it's like going
Yeah.
to a casino, whatever. You don't mind losing a little bit of money.
Right. That sounds like a lot of fun.
We had a great time. A lot of fun. One more PC pickup.
Yes.
This isn't like this isn't super sexy or anything, but Flawless, great brand. Obviously, we all know Flawless.
I think it is. And I think if the player is who I think it is,
Yeah,
I think it's very
but Flawless is as high end as it gets.
yes.
Correct. So like in the mid 2000s, we had Exquisite. Modern day Exquisite is Flawless.
Yep,
I think that's
100%.
fair to say. And they
Yep.
only did one single year of Flawless Soccer,
Mm,
2015, 16. Like the
hmm
Messi patch autos from that set are insane. But if you're familiar with Flawless, the base card is the diamond. So it's not just like a regular
Yep.
base card, it's a card with the diamond. So I wasn't expected to get this at all, but this is that only year Flawless Cristiano Ronaldo base card with the diamond in it.
Yeah. That's
These are
great.
not available. Like you can't find these online. And there was a PSA 10 sale recently for 4,500. So I
Hmm
thought a BGS 9 that was stickered at 2,500 was very reasonable on a rare card.
Yeah. It
You
sounds
know,
like it. Yeah.
it's not like your typical, regular old, you could find anywhere card where there's like what's the multiplier? It's a rare card. It's numbered out of 20.
Yeah.
So I thought 2,500 was fair. I had another Jordan LeBron dual jersey that had a little bit of a lower comp at
hmm
750.
hmm
But I was able to use that to knock off $700 and add 1,800 cash. And I just think this is a great
Wow.
secure hold.
I think
Christian,
so too.
I don't
Yeah.
even think I mentioned the player for anyone listening on audio, but or maybe I did. I don't know. My brain's all over the place. I'm watching my baby on the monitor while we're talking here. Cristiano Ronaldo, 2015 flawless base with the diamond numbered out of 20. Can't really find these online. They don't really sell often. It's the only year of flawless soccer. So I
Yeah.
just think this is a great place to park your money. And it's a beautiful card, too, with
It
the
is. Yeah.
action shot and then his face in
That's
the
why I was saying
background.
when you said it's not a sexy card, I was like, it kind of is.
Yeah. So these are my two big gets. There's great memories tied to them. This will always be my 2026 national gets, and getting to see you, having a great weekend with my buddy at his place. Like these cards are now forever. Not only do I love them as investments, and I love them because they're cool, but they're forever tied to memories, and that's what collecting is all about, if you ask me.
Yeah. That's
So
awesome. Yeah, those are
thank you.
too nice and I think very investable. Like your investment is there as far as of course you thought it out very well and like what's going
Yeah.
to be a long-term hold because if it's in your PC, of course you got to like it, but you also got to believe in it as an investment or else you're
Yeah.
not long-term holding it.
And it's like pretty simple calculation as far as what I'm into these for. Plus 1,500 plus 1,800. I'm into these together for 89.50.
Okay.
And I just long term, I think it's great. I think it's a great investment, and I'm very happy to own those.
Great, bro. And you've already proven with some of the other cards that you traded to get those and others that are in your PC that that type of card and player is a smart investment over a long period of time.
Yeah. Hey, you
That's
know
great.
those mango ice cream pops that you see like go viral on social media?
No, I haven't.
It's a little pop and it's like shaped like a mango. I've always wanted to try one. And
Okay.
on the second floor where you were set up, that Asian market that was there,
Yes, and when you
that
told me about the Asian market, I kept going back there for the wraps and all the different flavored chips.
got it. So you got the American food at the Asian market. Cool. I chose
Uh, no, I got the ones with the I couldn't even understand what was on the label.
fair enough,
They
fair
had the
enough. But
little English text.
the mango pops were they had them there, and I've always wanted one. So like, what a sneaky pickup for me getting to try the mango pop at the National.
Yeah, that's great. That's
And
another
and it was
great
right by the
pickup.
stage.
Yeah.
There was a stage there, and I didn't watch any of the panels. But while I was eating the mango pop, Dr. Beckett, legend,
Wow.
was on stage there. So I'm just eating the mango pop, looking at Dr. Beckett. Like, what a time! What a time to be alive.
What a combo. That's great. Good stuff, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I'll tell you about so on my Magic and Birds, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sell four of them and I'm gonna keep the two best copies in my PC to pair
Okay.
together. Like look at this pair. Look at this pairing if
Yeah.
you're watching on YouTube. Bird and
Need
Magic
that. Same
1981
year.
tops, in-person rookie auto, both with an auto 10, both silver autos, and I didn't have either one. There's not a
I'm
crazy.
surprised you didn't have those.
I was surprised too. It was a missing spot in my collection, so I was happy to get those. I'll go through some PC pickups here quick, and then I'll get you my bangers at the end, okay?
Bangers.
All right,
Okay.
PC, here we go. Ready? Check this
Ready.
out. Flawless champions with the two Super Bowl logos, Eli Manning, New York Giants, flawless on card auto, gold, numbered out of 25, and a PSA 9 with a 10 auto. Look at our childhood right there, growing up in New York, witnessing those two Super Bowls
Hell yeah.
over the Patriots. So that's cool. Didn't have
Flawless. Can't
anything
go wrong.
didn't have anything Eli Manning in my collection, and I love the champion sets when they put the Super Bowl logos on there,
Just a pretty card.
and it takes you to the moment of, winning it all. Great. Ric Flair, check this out. Inscription auto from the Nature
You're,
Boy.
you're an
I tr
inscription guy.
Listen to this. I traded a guy at trade night on Naturally, which is what you would probably do there, on Saturday night for a Salma Hayek Leaf auto I had graded. Came back a PSA 10, and I traded him. He happened to be from Mexico, so he was like, "Oh, Salma Hayek." It worked out great. He felt a connection, and he had all pop culture stuff. And so I said, "Oh, would you be interested in a trade?" So I traded him my Salma Hayek, and I added $40 for this Ric Flair Leaf inscription auto. This is not the base. This is numbered out of 5.
Mm,
And it's that big, like purplish hue inscription set. I used to have the Hulk Hogan of this, which I think said 12-time world champ. This one says Ric Flair and then wrestling debut 1972. So to me, it had a rookie-ish. Obviously, it's not his rookie card, but it harkened back, if you will, to that moment where
good
he
word.
started his career. Thank you. So I got that as a card for my Salma Hayek and this ticket to Shaquille O'Neal's final NBA game, which I thought was really cool.
That is cool.
He was like, yeah, I think I just want $60 for it. To me, I'm like, how can that possibly not be worth more? Maybe I'm crazy, you
Was
know.
Shaq on the Celtics when he retired?
Yes, he was.
Okay, because what I like about that ticket and the Bonds ticket is that they were home games. Like, let's say Bonds,
Yes,
if Bonds hit his home run on the road, imagine like they were playing the Pirates. Like, it's a Barry Bonds ticket, but it's a Pirates ticket. Like,
100%. That adds
doesn't
to
hit
it.
the same. Yeah.
It's like my Steve Bartman ticket that has the Chicago Cubs logo on it.
Logo.
Like, and that got a great response at the show. I would just show it to people because most people, nothing against them, just aren't into tickets, so they don't even know like what they're looking at and the label's small. So I'm like, sir, do you or ma'am, do you think that's cool? Here, take a look at that. Great reaction every time to Steve
Yeah,
Bartman if they were wearing like Cub stuff. So this is a pop two, only two higher in the ticket to Shaq's last game. This is a full ticket, and Ray Allen's on the front. So
that's really nice.
so that was a cool trade. I'll keep this. I mean, it's pretty cool. And okay, let me take you through these other tickets. So there was Ken's friend there, Howie. We started calling him Clutch Howie because he's the type of friend who will call you up and say, "Hey, they just released the trade night wristbands. Get in line. Here's where it is. Get in line." Or
Clutch Howie. Okay.
or Clutch Howie, or he'll take an Uber to the pizza place and back to deliver the pizza to the friend group because Uber Eats won't bring the pizza to the hotel because it's too crowded. He makes the reservations at the restaurant, stuff like that, where he's just filling in the gaps. So he was a great guy to meet. And he had a bunch of tickets. And he said, my dad has had these tickets in his uh, dresser drawer or bedside table for 50 years. They've been in his dresser in the drawer. I said, "Wow." He said, "Yeah, they're like World Series tickets. I'll show them to you." So, would you know that Clutch Howie from his dad had two tickets to the 1977 World Series Game 6, the Yankees clincher in which Reggie Jackson, Mr. October, clobbered 3 home runs in one game to win
Damn.
the
And
world
you bought two of them?
to win the World Series, and I bought two tickets.
How much did you pay for those?
What do you think?
For the
in raw condition, which is very different than graded.
I'm gonna guess for the pair you paid 200,
Close, bro. 300.
300, and will you get them graded
Yeah, at some point I will.
at some
I
point?
mean, just
Wow,
the
those are nice.
encapsulation. Yeah, I mean, it's
Dude, the
baseball. It's
clinching
baseball
game,
history. It's
the
baseball
clinching
history.
game and the three home runs.
Yes. I mean,
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
And the Yankees, and look, like you said, it's got the Yankees logos on there. And look at the condition on these, bro.
You know what you do? Here's what you do. I don't know if are you gonna keep, sell, like what's the plan?
I think I could keep one and sell one.
Get it graded soon. By next year, since you said you're gonna try to come to Fanatics Fest, you bring one to
Ooh.
Fanatics Fest. Boom.
Now if these get a nice grade, not it's not obviously only a bad business, but you can hold something like that for ransom if it's a high grade, low pop and an iconic moment. Now it has to be like because tickets are not very popular. I'm trying to collect the best moments.
Yeah.
Because you're collecting history basically, right? An expression of your sports history. Now the
Yeah.
Shaq on a lower end type of thing, like that's not an unbelievable moment, but it's still the last game of an all-time great,
Something. Yeah.
arguably a
Yeah.
top 10 player. And for what it is, the Bonds is an all-time sports record in this ticket. And these two are all-time sports moments to the 77 World Series, Yankees clincher and three Reggie Jackson home runs. On the lower end, I got the first interleague game, the first Subway Series tickets between the Mets and Yankees.
I like that.
1997. These were 20 each on like what the sales for Raws are going for, which are not, there's not very many sales out
Mm,
there. So I'm like, you can even have lower end sports history, basically, I guess. So
sure.
it's interesting. But those 70, I'm telling you, bro, if it catches on, I got some history here.
Oh yeah.
Until
But
then it's kind of just a cool thing. Okay, I got three more pickups for you for
talk
PC.
to me.
Speaking of baseball, check this card out. Just walked up. Preston DiVietro cards. Shout out to him. We do a lot of deals together. He has cool
Oh,
stuff.
I don't think I've ever met him in person, but definitely done deals with him.
Yeah.
Can I
So
see
here's
the Can I see the back of the card?
yes. Did you like that?
Yeah, I
So
did. I did. I
uh,
did.
thank you. So here's the front of the card. It's a Mark McGuire autograph. This is uh this is from the top set, Topps Pristine. And the front is Mark McGuire autograph on card numbered out of 50. And the back of the card is Chris Berman. Of course, that's his iconic home run call. Back. And it's telling the story of it actually says back. It's all the way to Marblehead in a single round. We've never seen 13 home runs before in the home run derby, but then again, we've never seen 70 either. So that's Chris Berman's call of Mark McGuire's incredible first round of
Very
that
unique
home run
card.
derby.
Very unique card.
After he had hit 70 homers in a season with that great back and forth with Sammy Sosa for the single season home run record. So that's a really cool card with the front and back with Berman, plus me being a sports broadcaster also and collecting those guys too, and women also. That was really cool. And my two biggest pickups, my four-figure pickups, were I'll tell you a story about that one. This is a notable nicknames Kevin Garnett, numbered 25 out of 25, National Treasures, on card with the Kevin Garnett and the nickname KG.
KJ, yeah, you love the nicknames.
He also has a big tick version, which I would have thought he could write out big ticket because that's his full nickname, but it's just big TIC on the other notable nicknames that he has. But I would say most people know him as KG.
Agreed.
And so this was like a $2,500 card. I traded 800 and added 1,700 cash. I flipped. The guy offered
Little
me a
coin
flip
flip, little coin flip action.
between 1,700 and 1,750. Flipped at the trade night. I hit tails.
Boom.
So I won the opportunity to pay $1,700
Congratulations. Yeah.
plus my trade. Thank you for but this is right up my alley with the nicknames and an all-time great player. So I'll add that to the nickname collection. And last one, I showed you the
Thumbnail. This is gonna be
picture.
a thumbnail opportunity because exquisite.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I told you about that colossal Larry Bird patch auto with the three colors,
Yeah,
yellow,
yeah, yeah.
white, and green that Gerald Windy City Sports Cards had, which he always has great stuff. Any of you who know him, he's got a great following, almost 20,000 people on Instagram, and I've done several deals with him before. Very good guy, and he has higher end stuff. So I was going over to try and negotiate on that colossal Larry Bird patch auto, which would be right up my alley. But then I'm like, another three or so thousand into another patch auto that I already have the flawless one of one patch auto of Bird from three nationals ago. So I'm like, do I need another? The patch was crazy, three colors from I believe the warm up. But I'm like, okay, and I'm not feeling pressured because I have a like your Brunson or your Knicks collection. You don't feel like you need to add that
You
much
want to
to it.
diversify. Diversify.
Yeah. So I saw in the showcase it was like angled to the side. It wasn't like fully on. Maybe he had just taken it in trade or just bought it. This Peyton Manning exquisite rookie patch auto numbered out of 25 from the 0910 exquisite set that was thumbnail.
Thumbnail. A couple of exquisite gentlemen with their exquisites.
So this was mimicking the 0304 iconic set of basketball with LeBron
Yep.
and Wade and Carmelo, Darko, don't forget, and like you said, Kirk Heinrich, Chris Bosh. So this is game used, but it's got him in the Tennessee jersey with the blue Colts jersey material. And like you've seen all the other, superstars like Serena Williams has this and in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
in the exquisite rookie patch. Just a great set that they brought back out for the
And
top
that's game
athletes at the
used
time.
from like his Colts uniform, I assume.
Right, right.
Okay.
So again, it's rookie-ish, kind of like that Ric Flair. Um, so this last sold for 2,250 in a BGS 8.5 with a 10 auto. Before that, the Raws were going like 1,400, 1,600. But like we mentioned, with the exquisite market up, I paid 1,950 for this, which was a little less than 90% of the last sale, but a lot more than what the other ones had sold for before that. But I was very happy to diversify into something like this. And Peyton Manning's one of my favorite guys too. So,
Yeah, that's great. You did really well. And it seems like you have a lot of cash and you have a lot of fresh inventory for the next go around of
hmm
shows whenever that is.
hmm
Um, no, they say it's not over till the fat lady sings or until the baby cries, which he is. So we'll wrap up.
yes,
We'll
we'll
wrap
have to
up.
wrap
Listen,
up.
in conclusion, I have no complaints about the national. Um, you're there to like look at a bunch of cool cards, hopefully add cards to the collection, see people. I'm glad we got to hang out. I think another thing that really showed me is the value of all the networking we've done and relationships that have been built,
hmm
running into people you know everywhere, and just maybe a quick conversation. Or let's say I made sales with like eight different people. Half of them were probably with people that I knew because
Okay,
there's
yeah.
already that comfort built in. Like Ryan, Philly Cards 25, our boy. Like
Yep.
I sold him a Muhammad Ali cut autograph. And when I was in that process of liquidating for this Kobe, I was like, all right, who do I not only know, but what cards do I know they'll like? So like I
hmm
know Ryan's a boxer from Philly. I sold him that and a McNabb autograph. Ken's a Trinity Rodman guy. I sold him a couple Trinity Rodmans. So the
Yeah.
ability to just do that, I don't want to say quickly because it took me a few hours, but yeah, it was just all very like fulfilling and it's a great weekend. Glad I got to share with my buddy who my buddy sold some $1,000 worth of Pokemon cards from his childhood. So yeah, it was a ton of fun. Like a memorable national. I didn't do any trade nights. I didn't do any extracurriculars. That's all right. I had a lot of fun for 2 days in the Donald Stevens Convention Center.
Yeah. It was great. And on my side, same thing, coming back with some PC items, cards and tickets, and about 4,000, 4,400 more cash than I went there with after the expenses, like profit wise.
Mhm.
It took in about 7,600 profit and it cost about 3,200, everything included. So come back with about 4,400 profit to some reinvest in the hobby, some use elsewhere, like you said, and then also use some of that to appreciate our new collection items.
Yeah.
So,
Last tidbit before we sign off. I didn't really get a chance to do much value box digging. I say
mhm.
value box, but you know what we mean, like churros, like yours.
Yeah.
And when I finally came across one that I'm like, oh, this is my type of stuff, the 2000s patches, etc. It was the second day that I was there, and I was so caught up in the moment, I ended up spending like $750. And when I got back home and I looked at this stuff, and I was like, I don't think I did too well here. I'll be lucky to break even. But, I got caught up in the moment. It is what it is. Hopefully, it only cost me a couple $100 most, but we'll see.
Yeah. All right, bro. Good stuff.
That's it.
That was fun.
Yeah. Till 2027. I'll see you back in Rosemont.
Sounds good, bro. Can't wait.
All right. Peace.